Well, good morning. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Kevin and I just had a nice coffee break and breakfast sandwich. I'm ready to start the day. We pulled the seat off this bike and picked up this vent that was going right down in front of the rear tire. So it was venting any oil vapor right onto the tire. Never a good idea. And so we ran a tube to the back of the bike and it now exits back here away from the tire. Everything's, the oils lines are hooked up. The decompressor is hooked up. I did that a little earlier today. It seems to release the compression just fine and looks reasonably good up here. Let's look at the, we were going to price battery, get it running, price new carb, install compression release, replace high-low horn, done that. Fix tank mount, we got to figure out what that is, and close off the chain oiler. I think that means the vent that we just fixed. So, anyway, we're ready to double check the initial setting on the ignition, and let's mount the tank and find out what he meant by fix the tank mount. It might just be this bolt, and we'll try for a first start. I thought I'd show you a little interesting tool I made. Kevin is over putting oil in the main tank, getting that ready. I pulled the dipstick out here for the tranny, and it came out really nice, clean oil all the way up to the line. So we're not going to mess with the tranny. It's beautiful, clean oil. Over here, I wanted to see if there was oil in the primary. So I have this tool that I made. It's just a long piece of wire with an eyelet in the end of it, bent over. And you can go in here and find the bottom, pull it out, and you'll have an eyelet full of oil. And that is nice, clean oil. Let's just put it right here. See, that's very fine oil. So I'm going to leave the primary alone also. It's got good clean oil in it. No sense in messing it up. So we're putting fresh engine oil in. Primary oil's okay. Tranny oil is okay. And we're going to double check the static timing, and then we're going to try to kick her over and see what happens. All right, we have done everything on the work order, and the bike is theoretically ready to go. So we're going to put some gas in it now and try our first start. And I'll set it up on the tripod and let you see this historical moment. Or possibly hysterical moment. One of the two. Okay, the video is going. Good. The plan is, if it starts at all, he's going to just let it go for a second and then shut it off, and then we'll get the strobe light out and set it up. And starting technique is just right off the bat. We're just going to kick the heck out of it. We're not going to try getting up on compression and releasing the compression and all that stuff. We got a leak. Gas this up there? Yep. No kidding. Nope. Okay, well, we're stopping right now to take a look at the petcock and find out why it's leaking. Okay, well, this is fun. The petcock is actually leaking out of the back side of the petcock. And with the petcock open, it's not passing gas out the right side of the petcock. So we got about half a tank of gas here. Let's just, okay, we're gonna unscrew the petcock and drain this tank. Wow. And yeah, big time. I know that people worry about this. I worry about this, but it's one way to drain a tank. There goes the gusher, and look at what came out first. Look at all that scrub down there. We're going to take the petcock over to the bench now. I'm in the mood for a cigarette. You got a light? All right. right, Kevin's over here cleaning the crud out of the petcock. I've got the plunger over here, and I happen to have in my box of its dead carbs all this stuff, including a new cork. Probably the last one on the face of the earth. But I'm going to put this new cork onto the plunger and see how it goes. All right, I'm going to put the new cork on this plunger. Just tap this center out. And drop it on the floor. Then you get to go down and pick it up off the floor. Okay, like so. Take the old cork off. Let's put the new cork on. Spacing looks good. About the same length.
Whoa, there's more gas in there, you bastard.
Well, you're on video. You didn't hear that here.
Oh, nothing, I don't, you know. Put out your cigarette, Frank. I'm covered in gasoline right now.
I'm going to tighten that down a little bit. Okay, so we'll try that. And as we like to say, the fun just never stops. Well, interestingly enough, a nice byproduct of having to change the cork on this thing and then put it back in and clean it all out is we were able to angle it straight in, which gave us a much nicer fuel line run across there. All right, so this is a much neater fuel line run right across here and into it. We're ready to, once again, I've filtered the gasoline twice through cheesecloth, and I'm going to put it back in the gas tank because it's brand new gas. And try.
Jeez.
That was funny. Okay, so we're going to load up the gas tank and try a first start again. All right, and this is a wonderful example of why the fun just never stops. Okay, so we took the petcock off, we cleaned the petcock, we put fresh oil line, gas line, we put a brand new cork in it, we put it all together, and it's leaking like a sieve. And frankly, this plunger has a lot of play in it. So we're going to do the whole job over again. We're going to take the petcock out. I'm going to try to find a different plunger, and if that fails, we will start looking into replacing the whole petcock somehow. But that's not right. It shouldn't have that much play. Now see, even with the cork in, well, the cork is actually working.
Yeah.
The cork is working to turn it off, but when you pull the cork out, it's coming this way past the cork and dripping. So we're going to do the whole job over again. Let's drain the tank. Here we go. And the fun just never stops. Well, we ended up getting a completely different petcock out of my box of it, and putting a new cork in it and a new spigot on the end of it. And now when we're on and off, we seem to be non-leaking. Don't you just love it? All right, so we're passing gas right now, so to speak. And if you press it in, yeah, do a tickle. Okay, I see no leaks. Good.
Whoa.
All right.
I just flooded that. It came rushing out. That's good though. We got a good tickle right pretty quick.
Got a good tickle.
Yep, we're ready.
All right, so we're going to back up about the better part of an hour and try again on the first start. I'm going to start the video. Here we go. I guess we're on the fourth or fifth start attempt. There's always been something that stopped us. We seem to have a nice dry carburetor now. We got good snap on the throttle, and we're going to try kicking on it and see what happens. If it runs, just let it run a little bit and then kill it. I hear a pop. Wow, tried. Do you think that clutch is slipping?
I wonder, because I'm not getting much. Every now and then. Oh,
Oh, it tried. Yeah.
come on, baby.
Whoa!
That'll wake you up. That's why I'm leaving clean shorts over here.
It got my attention.
Something's wrong. It shouldn't be that loose. I've never had a 441 like that.
Okay, you want to try the old get it on top dead center, and you use the compression release to go
There's
past.
not even any compression, really, you know?
Was that right?
That's, I mean,
Yeah, I'm seeing that it's not a lot of compression to go through.
yeah, see, it's just,
I mean, you don't suppose this thing's holding it open? Great. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's affecting the valves at all right now.
damn.
Okay. We've double checked the static timing. We're getting pops.
Yeah, I just never had one that easy to push through. And I'm like having to stand up.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Okay. Let's check valve clearances and double check, triple check the timing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like the way the clutch feels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say let's go ahead and go into the primary, find out what's wrong with this clutch,
Okay.
and start over.
Yep. Good.
that ends today's adventure. All right, we just pulled the valve covers off and set the valve clearances. They were both a snug 10 in front, 8 in the back. They're supposed to be 8 and 10. That was snug. So we loosened them just a little bit for a nice sloppy 8 and 10. We also confirmed that the new decomp lever is actually pressing down on the exhaust valve just a little bit when you pull it all the way in. So it's working. All right, at this point in time, I don't like the primary. We're going to take the primary cover off and check the clutch action and find out why it was slipping when we were kicking on it. We being Kevin. Got to do what you got to do. There we go.
Man.
Okay, we got the primary open. These clutch springs are quite a ways out. I normally do these flush with the studs. They're sticking quite a ways out. We're going to take these apart, clean them up, take a look at them, decide whether we're going to put them back in, and then go from there. That's not too tight. Oh, okay, so looking at the clutch right now. Okay, we're at a stopping point with the 441 Victor. I've got the clutch plates out and the springs, and the plain metal ones are kind of cooked. So we're going to replace those. They're showing signs of wear. I saw one that was rather interesting. Anyway. And the fibers, here's one that's missing a pad. So that had come off at some point in time. Now the real reason I'm replacing the fibers is if you hold these sideways and line them up and look at the tabs, you can see they're sort of like little eyes, or if you prefer, little H's. That's called hammering, and they deform when you're shifting, and they snap back and forth in the channels in the clutch basket. So these are badly hammered. So they're being replaced. These are being replaced because they are somewhat hammered. Not as bad. Let's see if I can get down there. Not as bad, but you can see right there where the edges are hammered. A little bit. So it's a truism that parts are less expensive than labor. So I'm going to replace the metals and the fibers and the springs while we're in there. Okay, so that'll fix up the clutch. The clutch basket itself, let me get a light. All right. The clutch basket itself is badly hammered. See the edges? This is really marginal. I'm really tempted to replace this clutch basket. I'll give the owner the opportunity to say yay or nay. What I can do is get in there with a file and file down those edges somewhat, but never be as smooth as they were when they were built. The clutch center hub, these never get as hammered as bad. And so you can see that there is some hammering on them, but not bad. So possibly just the clutch basket. I really think I should go ahead and change that. Matter of fact, yeah, look at how bad that is. I can't file that out. So I'm going to order a clutch basket also. So that'll stop the clutch slipping that we were seeing when we were trying to start it. So new plates, new springs, and a new clutch basket. And so at this point in time, we are at a stopping point on a 441 Victor. And it's, what time is it? It is 1:20. 1:20 in the afternoon. I'm going to call it a day. And tomorrow, work at Kevin's in the afternoon. Tomorrow morning, I think that I will put this 72 Triumph back up on the lift and put in the new sprocket. And guess what I did? I went out and bought a new battery for my Norton. So hopefully if I ever get 5 minutes to myself, I'll be able to put a battery in it and see if I can get it started. So that's where we are, and I'm just going to call it a day.